Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Double Diamond Director, Scott Olsen.
Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money.
How are we, Italy? How we doing today?
Like, oh my God. Jump out that sofa.
Great to be here with you.
Kick it. Oh.
What an amazing crowd. Amazing crowd of people today. You know, I was just standing back behind stage looking at this big, gigantic screen. If you could just see all the plugs that are in the wall behind here to see how this thing operates, it'd blow you away. I kept saying to everybody, can't we just unplug a couple of them and see if it shorts the whole board out? They wouldn't let me do it. But it's just amazing how much change has gone on in the world. Today I want to talk to you about Jeunesse, the company of the future. You know, our businesses start small. The company starts small. And if you could have just only experienced what it was like to have seen the growth of this company. I want to show you. This is the picture. I know many of you have seen this picture before, but I've had the chance to actually be in both of these buildings. And to see the growth and what's happened to this company is just mind-blowing. I remember being in this old building and there were actually leaks, water, it'd rain and there'd be like rain dripping on people's desks. It was unbelievable. And now you go to this new corporate facility and it's high-tech. Everything has changed. Just like this gigantic LED board back here behind us. So appreciate the change and the growth that's gone on. Because you are really involved with a company today that's high-tech. It's the company of the future. Very different than anything you'll probably ever experience in your lifetime. You know, even the world of bicycling has changed drastically. I remember as a young boy riding a bicycle and it was just, I mean, it had one speed to it. That was it. And if you look at how it's changed today, people today are riding bicycles down the sides of mountains with full suspension, shocks, knee pads. They're going 60 miles an hour down the side of a mountain. Back in America, every fall, Red Bull puts on this huge event called the Red Bull Rampage. And there are people in Utah that attend this event, and they're on these bicycles with full suspension, doing backflips coming off the sides of cliffs. If you've never seen it, go to YouTube and look at it and compare what's happened in the world of bicycling. Look at this bike compared to the bicycles of today. It's unbelievable how it's changed. And it will change in your own personal business. Just like the company has grown, your business will grow as well. But it doesn't always start easy. It's not always simple. And people might tell you that it is. The fact is, it takes persistency. The company had to persist to become who they are today and where they're going and what they're planning to do for you in time. These two folders right here, they represent my vision years ago when I made the decision that I was going to build a mammoth business in network marketing. I sat down at my desk and I put together a notepad on the left and a notepad on the right, and I started writing names down. Then I inserted them in those folders and said to myself, okay, I got to have a left team and I got to have a right team. And that was the infancy of my business. That's how it began. And it's all about the power of mass duplication. This is not about you, it's about what you can do for everybody else and about the power of how your organization will duplicate. The same thing has occurred to the company. The power of duplication. You heard about Scott this morning talking about 5 people. It started with 5 people. And then he discussed the fact that there's now 500,000 plus people involved. That is called the power of mass duplication. The company's done it, you can do it. I know many of you out there today are probably sitting in the audience thinking to yourself, my gosh, how in the world can I ever stand on the stage, ever, and come up here and be a sapphire or a sapphire elite or a ruby or an emerald or a diamond or a double diamond or a triple and so forth. You need to understand, we all started out in the very, very beginning, right in the trenches, with folders like this, names in our heads, and then made the decision that we were going to go out and start talking to people, one person at a time. Now the world has changed so much that you can build your business not just simply by word of mouth, face to face, but through the power of social media, the power of technology. And if you follow all that's going on within the company, you will see clearly that this is the company of the future, the power of how it's growing. An example of what I'm talking about, years ago, I happened to be in Germany, and we were on a tour, and we drove through this incredible forest up in the mountains. And we got out of the car, Sue and I, and we started walking through this forest, and we saw this little tiny tree. And those little tiny ember, really fluorescent needles on the ends of that little tree right there. This is really how the business starts for all of us. It's how the company started. It's how they become the company of the future. It's about nurturing. It's about acting on purpose. And as you do that and you start to build your business, unexpected things will occur. All of a sudden, things that you never expected will show up in your organization. People will change. The growth then becomes mammoth. When I was a young boy, my father one time said to me, we were out in the backcountry riding horses, and he showed me a small tree like this. And he said to me, "Son, how tall is that tree going to grow?" You know, like a 13-year-old that knows everything, I said, I don't know, maybe 25 feet. And he goes, "No. How tall is that tree going to grow?" I said, maybe 50 or 60 feet. "No. How tall is the tree going to grow, Scott?" Whatever the answer was, it was always wrong. And I finally said, "Dad, I'm tired of playing the game. You tell me, how tall is that tree going to grow?" And then he got quiet, and he said, "Son, that tree is going to grow as tall as it possibly can, because that's what it's born to be. That's it. That's its sole purpose." The company is going to grow as big as it can. Our businesses, your business, whatever stage you're at, if you're here today for the very first time as a guest, buckle up and recognize that your business will grow based on your vision, your attitude, your determination, and your persistency. It's just that simple. You nurture it, you do it on purpose, and unexpected things will occur. And it's interesting because a lot of times people think that a tree has to have rich soil, lots of sun. Those things are true, but I've been in the high country and I've seen gigantic trees growing out of the small sliver crack in a rock face. A tree that's 100 feet plus in the air. How did it do it? Because it was going to grow as big as it possibly could. And that's exactly what you need to do. If you look at this picture, look in the background, you'll see those mammoth trees back there. This also represents the company, the size, what's happened to it, but it also represents your business. Remember those little tiny needles, those fluorescent green needles right on the very tips of those branches? Look, if you look really close on that mammoth tree, those needles are still there. The tree has not stopped growing. Neither can you. Neither can your business. You pour into your people, and they will pour back into the business. If you look at Jeunesse today, the technology has changed the face of business. The communication, the relationships that can be developed. Your business won't just simply be here in Italy. It won't just simply be here in Germany or France or Poland or just in Europe. It will spread throughout the rest of the world. And we're just starting. We're just beginning. This company is very, very young. In reality, the rest of the world and what's gone on out there with these mammoth companies. And now with the power of technology, the power of communication, the relationships that can be developed will be solid rock relationships. And you will find that people will grow as tall as they possibly can. Because inside, inherently, that is who we are as people. If you've had dreams in your life and you've put them in the closet because you didn't believe that you could accomplish it, you need to shake that off. Change your attitude. Open that door. Reach in there and get those dreams and dust them off. And recognize that you can be as big as you want to be. You just have got to believe it enough. Period. That's that. You've got to believe it. And I know that I've met many of you in the last couple of days. And I know that there's many of you that are here that have struggled to get here. Things might be a little tight. You heard that the diamonds up here today on the stage that spoke about how they were broke. They were losing their homes. Single mothers, Stefania, Johnny, and what his experience was. Somewhere along the line, their beliefs changed. And they then in turn went out and helped other people change themselves. And that's what we do as people. We, first of all, recommit ourselves, believe in ourselves, and then we help others do the exact same thing. This company, the company of the future, multi-country, multicultural, multilingual. You know, I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to travel around the world, and I've got organizations that are spread throughout the world. And people are always asking me, Scott, why don't you speak any Japanese? Why don't you speak Korean? Why don't you speak Portuguese or Spanish or Italian or German or French? And I said, I can't speak all those languages. I just can't do it. And furthermore, I don't need to, because the company helps that happen through translation. Just like today, here I am speaking on the stage, and you're all hearing me in multiple different languages. High technology, the company of the future. Things are changing in the world forever. And you need to take advantage of that right now. Because you might think to yourself, my goodness, how possibly can I get out of this hole and get out of this trench that I'm in my life? I feel like I'm on a treadmill, just walking, and I'm not going anywhere. You can change. The company is here to help you do that. They're providing you with all the technology, all the support, all the training, and your business can spread and span throughout the world. And it will. I promise you, if you just persist and don't let up and continue to work, don't quit. Don't allow other people to discourage you and tell you that it's not possible, because it is possible. This business has changed my life, and it's changed our family's life. Sue couldn't be here today. One of our daughters is having our 14th grandchild, and what a blessing that is for our family. But I'm here because I wanted to pour into you. And I know that if I could speak your tongue, if I could speak your language, perhaps I could say it better. But I hope that you're feeling what I'm saying in my heart, and understand and believe and recognize that this is real. It can change you forever. Forever, if you're willing to do it. You I look at this picture. Isn't that picture piercing? Those are the kind of eyes you need to have. Look into those eyes. If you have that kind of determination and persistency, it doesn't matter how many people reject you and tell you no. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you know, what you're going to do. That's all that matters. The company is here for you. They've received ranks, hundreds and hundreds of awards throughout America and throughout the world. I don't think there's a company that should achieve more rewards and recognition than Jeunesse, this company, the company of the future, the company that is here for you. The question I close with is, are you here? Are you really here? Are you here today? Are you in your business? Because if you're not, you need to get in here, open that door, shake your dreams off, and go be as big as you possibly can. Thank you very much.
I ain't gonna try to change it. You are a shooting star. That's why